Moving on to part 2 of my WHP program is encouraging physical activity. I want to provide an online support group with exercise tips. If you have tips on effective exercises, part-time employees will be able to gain more from their exercising. Possibly provide discounts to gym membership. I think that's a big factor with people with low incomes. They don't have the necessary funds to purchase things such as gym membership. So if you give them a discount, it might give them an incentive to actually start working out. Also, provide incentives to exercise. I came up with a program with possibly maybe providing discounts on athletic shoes. They already get a 30% discount as it is already on shoes, but maybe if you give them even more discount on things such as running shoes, basketball shoes, soccer shoes, etc., instead of just the normal casual shoes. This will encourage them to purchase more athletic shoes for themselves, and then in turn you can maybe provide incentives for them to review these shoes. If they're able to review the shoes, they'll be better salesmen to customers in the future. Again, more engaging posters that promote exercise, as stated in the last slide. Use less text but more visuals to engage them, and even possibly organizing employee workout sessions. I think this is a great idea. If you set up some sort of sign-up sheet at the stores at Foot Locker for employees just to get together and go for a run or something. If you organize these runs, not only will they exercise, but they will also socialize with fellow employees, get to know them better. Finally, the last part of my WHP program. Oops, excuse me. Sorry, I exited the window real quick. Okay. The last part of my WHP program is promoting healthy lifestyle changes. An anti-smoking campaign. We all know smoking is bad for you, but do the part-time employees at Foot Locker know this? Like I said again, they have a low education, so they might not necessarily know all of the negative side effects of smoking. Again, online support groups are great. I feel like if you create an online support group that provides alternatives to smoking, through testimonials, these part-time employees will start again to realize the negative side effects of smoking and how it will affect not only their personal life but as well as their professional life. Not only is smoking bad, but alcohol abuse is bad as well. You can provide the same testimonials and alternatives to consuming alcohol. So basically, the strategy of my WHP is, like I said before, these part-time employees have low education, so they're not going to engage text as much as a college level employee might. So you want to limit the text in brochures and posters, and use pictures instead. Pictures, I feel like, are an engaging way. You can, like I said earlier, you can customize these pictures to make them more appealing to them using celebrities, athletes that they might be able to connect with. You can also create store-wide incentives. You can set up with these programs. You can set up competitions such as the employee to go the most consecutive days not eating fast food during their shifts. Little incentives like these will make the part-time employees want to continue with these the WHP goals. Again, online support groups. I already mentioned the significance about that. A lot of people use the internet for everything. If you create an online database for them to access, they're going to be more likely to access that database, opposed to providing them with brochures they're not necessarily going to read, just throw away or disregard. And my WHP basically follows the wellness model, and the wellness model is basically, it talks about how you can use different aspects that contribute to your personal wellness. There's different variations of the wellness model, but my wellness model follows the one on the screen, where basically this has 6 different aspects that contribute to personal well-being. My WHP utilizes the physical, intellectual, and social aspects. Physical, obviously, I'm engaging part-time employees to exercise more. Intellectual, we're going to be educating part-time employees about the side effects of not eating right, not exercising properly. If they continue poor lifestyle habits, we're educating them about the negative side effects. Finally, social, we're promoting social interaction between employees. Like I said earlier, organizing workout sessions. Employees will be able to get to know each other on a greater level, create more camaraderies. Similarly, with the incentives of store-wide competition, these employees will be able to engage each other in a different atmosphere than just the day-to-day work schedule. So why is the WHP program important for Foot Locker? Well, first of all, it follows their company vision. Their company vision wants to improve employee productivity, and they want stores to become more relevant. We're improving employee productivity because, as studies shown, employees who are healthier are going to put out more. They're going to be able to produce more, and in turn, they're going to be able to flip more of a profit for Foot Locker. We're creating a healthy atmosphere for them to be able to be productive. Stores become more relevant in terms of, like I said, with my possible shoe incentive. If employees are more educated with first-hand experiences about the product they're selling, they'll be better salespeople to the customers. Stores will be more updated in that terms of first-hand experience knowledge. It also boosts the company image in terms of Foot Locker will now be a company that not only provides health services to their full-time employees, but they also employ health services to their part-time employees. It shows that they just like to take care of all of their employees no matter what level. And finally, more obligations to the employees. I think this is very important because these part-time employees, they are the ones who are netting most of your revenue. They're the ones selling things constantly. They're the ones who are on their feet all the time. Foot Locker's headquarters should have that moral obligation to want to take care of their employees. If the higher management shows levels of concern to their lower employees will in turn show more respect to the upper division management. So basic survey questions I'd like to ask, both the upper division management as well as the part-time employees that could possibly get us a gauge of how relevant this program might be to them. How often do you consume fast food? It's easy. It shows if employees actually do consume fast food part-time employees do consume fast food on a day-to-day basis because of socioeconomic status. It also asks, how often do you exercise and what motivates you to exercise more? This goes to the second part of my WHP where we talk about the significance of exercising. What would motivate you to exercise more question also would possibly fall in line with the possible shoe discounts. Seeing if employees had the necessary equipment such as shoes, would they be more inclined to go out and work out? I think these questions will give us a good gauge to see how effective this program will be. So I kind of touched on it already, but benefits for employees. The main obvious one is the employees are going to reduce the risk of obesity. They're going to be eating right. They're going to be working out more. These things are going to in turn make them healthier individuals. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. We're also going to prevent complications due to obesity. Complications such as vision failure. They're not going to have to get on insulin. All these complications due to obesity that arrive from diabetes. We're also going to reduce the number of sick days they're going to have to take because they're going to be healthier individuals. The more sick days they take, the less pay they're going to receive, less income they're going to have. We're also promoting physical activity, which increases exercises. They're going to understand the shoes better because, again, they're using the shoes firsthand. And like I've talked about earlier, they're going to be engaging more with their coworkers. They're going to have that, camaraderie and bond with their coworkers. The benefits for the companies, like I said earlier, decrease in amount of sick days. The less amount of sick days you have, the more time you'll have for the employees to turn around and sell your product, sell the shoes. Also, you're going to be able to utilize resources better. If you have too many employees who are not healthy, you're going to have to do something about that. Foot Locker is going to either have to fire them or they're going to have to hire new people to take over the positions. With hiring new people, you're going to have to spend more money on training them. You're going to have a more knowledgeable workforce. Like I said, if people are able to use the products firsthand, they're going to understand through real-life experiences what works for the product, what doesn't work. So they're going to be better salespersons. You're going to have a better reputation, like I said earlier too, because Foot Locker will ultimately have the image of a company who would like to take care of their employees no matter what status they are, which is important because then you'll have more people wanting to work for Foot Locker in the long run. So the expectations this program has for the employees in order for it to be successful. Utilize the materials provided. Instead of handing out brochures, we're doing the online website where they can have support group information or support information. If employees aren't utilizing the website that's handed to them, then the website's not good at all or serving its purpose. The employees need to partake in surveys to see how well the WHP is, how well it's working with the employee's schedule. Are there things we can be doing better? Are there things that we're doing right? Another expectation the WHP has of employees is employees have to make a conscious effort to eat healthier. This is very hard because eating healthy is not something you can do overnight. You have to create healthy habits that'll encourage you to eat healthier. And again, store-wide incentives such as games, or not games, but competition of who could lose the most weight, or who can go without fast food the longest. These things will be incentives for employees to have a conscious effort. And then finally, last thing, you get to hold other employees accountable, and this goes back to possibly doing the store-wide incentives. Like if you have the store in a certain city who has the healthiest employees will get a bonus or some sort of like that. If employees hold each other accountable for their actions, they're more likely to do it. Evaluation techniques. First, easiest way is surveys. You can do it online or in store. Surveys, again, will provide us with information saying what we can do better, what we need to work on, or what we're already doing a good job on. Evaluations. I think evaluations are a great way to get feedback on how the WHP is doing. You can do this during quarterly evaluations with employees, checking up with them on performance-based standards, and you can also talk to them, what they notice the WHP is doing right and what it's doing wrong. Instead of online in-store surveys where people might not necessarily participate in them, everyone has to participate in evaluations. And finally, managerial observations. What do the managers notice about the workforce? Are they in fact healthier? Do they notice a change in the attitudes of employees? So measuring feedback, we're going to have to measure how the evaluations turn out. Are survey results positive? Are we going to have to change things to make them positive in the long run? Are we doing things right? Are we doing things wrong? We just have to be very flexible and adaptive with this WHP. Are the employees making the most out of the program? We have to think in terms of long-term and short-term for this. Long-term because employees are not going to change their habits overnight. It's got to be a constant thing for them to change habits. So we have to remember that as we might not see short-term results right away, we have to still remember long run. We're thinking the overall benefit for the employees because that's the ultimate goal of this WHP. Finally, after we get these results, we're going to have to report back to the CEO and HR. We're going to have to be in constant communication with them to see, is this WHP effective for them? Are they utilizing their the costs to the best way? We're going to again talk long-term, short-term goals, and we're going to see if these stores are meeting their benchmarks. Again, future recommendations: we're going to continue providing healthcare to employees. We would like to continue providing part-time employees with access to healthcare, whether it be organizing employee health days, providing gym memberships. Then we want to keep on improving their access to healthcare. Finally, in conclusions, employees have increased risk to obesity due to low education levels, socioeconomic barriers. Obesity can lead to further health complications. But what this WHP does is it tries to lower and prevent the risk of obesity and by changing lifestyle habits. And by preventing obesity, it provides benefits to both the company and employees. So it's a win-win situation. Here are my references, and thank you for your time.